This means that when it has been stung, it remains quite painful and it acts as a very good deterrent to any predators that might try and eat stingrays in the future. Now, when it isn't, it also keeps the stinger itself covered in venom. This venom isn't injected like it is with reptiles and insects, it's just coating the stinger itself, which then enters when the stinger is stinging. Now, the first kind of stingray in there that I like to talk about is the southern stingray. It is the classic stingray in my opinion. It's got that diamond shape and it loves to lay around the bottom of the ocean or come up to a window and press it. Not only can it sting upwards like all stingrays, it can also sting from side to side slightly, allowing it to defend itself from more angles than the regular stingray and making it an even more well-defended ambush predator. Now this is important, as like most other stingrays, it does prefer to ambush crabs and other shellfish for that calcium they can get from the shells when regrowing their stinger. And on the topic of regrowing those stingers, no matter the species of stingray, it most often takes about a year, but usually for the smaller species they can do it a little bit quicker. And speaking of one of those smaller species, we do have the blue-spotted ribbon-tailed ray in there. Now, it is quite a bit small, we've got two in there right now, and I can see they are kind of following each other around. Similar to the southern stingray, they prefer to stay near the bottom of the display, but those blue spots really give them away if they're trying to hide, so why would they have them? Well, that's for a very good reason, as they are a warning to other animals. Instead of trying to hide all the time, they use those blue spots to scare away any predators by showing off how venomous they are. You see, they are one of the most venomous stingrays in the world, potentially being lethal to even humans. Now, if that wasn't bad enough, it also has two stingers instead of just one, and can choose to use both in the same defense, hitting a predator with two stingers at the same time. Thankfully though, because of their size and because of how much venom they use, they are a bit more cautious compared to other stingrays, which is already a very cautious animal when it comes to using that stinger. As I mentioned before, it can take months and months, up to a year, to regrow that stinger, leaving the stingray mostly defenseless. And this means they only ever use it when they feel like they have no other option. Now, moving on to a stingray you won't really be hearing about stinging is the Javanese cow-nosed ray. Now if you get a good look at the tail, you notice the stinger for them is at the base of the tail and very, very short. This is because, due to the fact they live in open water now and have become much quicker and much more agile, they can instead escape predators instead of having to sting them to get them away. This means they're not using their stinger as much, and it's actually shrunk and become less venomous with time, meaning they then get faster because their stinger doesn't work as well, and it has fed into that feedback loop, making them a very agile, very unlikely to sting species. Now, there's a very cool fact about the Javanese cow-nosed ray, as because of the way they swim with their giant pectoral fins, as well as the fact they migrate within groups of 500, they have earned the nickname the birds of the sea. And if you're ever lucky enough to be underneath one of these migrations as they occur, they look fantastic and almost exactly like a flock of birds underwater.